ready?
Okay. All right. Well, that was fun. That was fun. Really happy for our team. Really happy for our staff and certainly our fans. We all know how important this game is, and you know, it's great to be state champs. That's for sure. South Carolina's a good football team. They've had a heck of a year and much improved. And I think that Will's done a great job. And knew it was going to be a hard-fought game, but just really proud of our guys for showing up, being ready, focused. You know, every week for us is a playoff mentality. That's just the way it is, and to see our guys embrace that is it's pretty special. You know, I love the chemistry of our team, the leadership of our team, and you know, because they all know every single week it's all in. I mean, everything you got, and to see them embrace that is pretty special. You know, first time in the history of Clemson to go on the road and beat 4 ranked teams in the regular season. That's not easy to do, and especially when you look at this team and you look at all that we had to replace. Just proud of these guys and how they've responded and hung in there and competed all year long. But I'm happy for our seniors. That's 4 in a row for those guys. What a great accomplishment. You know, because this is again something that's important to both sides, and you know, it's really hard to do. So I'm really happy for those guys to leave here. And I think that senior group tied the school record for wins today, and a chance to set the record next week, and maybe even an ACC record. I'm not sure, but
yes.
You know, it's a good group of guys that have hung in there and fought hard for us. And but the game was you know, a game I thought that we controlled. We had 30 first downs to their 10. We had 280-something yards passing. It was good to see us. We missed on a couple, but good to see us throw the ball and catch the ball well. Had some big plays. They only had 207 total, so again, I thought we controlled the game for really pretty much the whole game. You know, it felt like we got a little sloppy there in the fourth quarter, but it's good to get some other guys opportunities to play. And you know, just got to grow through some. Had a couple mistakes. One right there on the receiver, we don't cross face on the slant route and get the pick, and we kind of lob one up. Start driving the ball there. And so, you know, those are things that young guys have got to learn from. But again, just you know, really proud of our guys. I thought the interception was a huge spark in the play early. It was that's little things showing up. Ryan did a great job of disguising his technique and his coverage, and fooled him, and it paid off. And then obviously Trayvon came back and had another big interception. Our special teams were awesome. You know, our punting game was huge. I mean, we kept them on a long field for pretty much the whole first half. Will Spires was awesome. Really create field position. Our guys getting down there to pin the ball. Nolan Turner had 3 tackles on special teams. And our kickoff coverage was very good, and our kickoff return, man, we were really close in the kickoff return to Poppamore. But opening up the second half, Travis, you know, popped a big return. I think we scored the very next play with Renfro there. So just good to see our special teams create field position on both sides all day. I thought their punter was awesome. I thought he punted the ball very well also. And then offensively, you know, Hunter Renfro, 2 touchdowns. You know, it's just it's that time of year. He just seems to come up big in these type of games. But what a great night for him. And then I thought T. Higgins sparked us. You know, big 3rd down. That was a very well executed route. Did a great job with his influence, and it was good timing. Ball was a little low though, but it was a heck of a catch. That was a big spark. I thought Travis sparked us as well. On a little screen as well early in the game. So a lot of young guys stepping up for us and making big plays. But again, just happy for our team and excited about this week and representing the Atlantic in the ACC Championship.
Coach Sweeney, did you ever feel unsafe on the field? People were throwing trash before the game, during the game. You know, you're out there with your laptops, your equipment, the cheerleaders, the fans, yourself, the players. Were you ever nervous?
We didn't have a laptop. You might have had one. No, you know, it was disappointing. You know, I know that that's not representative of South Carolina. You know, I got a lot of people that I know, South Carolina fans, are great people, friends. I mean, You know, it's disappointing to see that. And it's dangerous. You know, I mean, you know, I can't think of the player's name right off the bat, but you know, he got his eye knocked out by a ref throwing a flag in the NFL. There you go. You know, just devastated his career. And all of a sudden, you know, you got things being thrown out at some point. You know, the refs got to do something about that. I lost my poise, and they threw a flag on me because I came out of the box. You know, I did. I came out of the box. He didn't throw a flag on me because of what I said. He threw a flag on me for being out of the box. But you know, it was about the 5th time, and you know, it's just dangerous. But I'm sure that the event management folks here will address that. And again, I know there's a lot of emotion, but those things really just shouldn't be a part of the game.
Coach, I talked to Kendall after the game on the field, and there just looked like this sense of relief to win this rivalry game. Again, from your perspective, what's it like to have turned the tide against South Carolina? I think at one point you were 1-5, and now you're 5-5 in the rivalry.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, beats losing, I'll tell you that. You know, it's a lot better than the alternative. And, you know, we've worked hard, and it's a game again that matters to a lot of people in this state. Everybody. I mean, there's very few people in this state that aren't paying attention to what happens today. So, you know, it's great. That's why they call it a rivalry game, and bragging rights and all that stuff. I mean, it's a big deal. And but I'm proud of where we are. You know, we didn't start off very good in this series, but we've you know, I guess evened it back up, but we still got work to do, man. We got next year's a new year. But for this year, we're the state champs, and we're proud of it.
Dabo, even though you said that they had improved, did you come into this game and still feel like there was a pretty significant gap between the two?
No, I don't really look at that. I just felt like they're an 8-4 team now, and they were an 8-3 team coming in, and they earned it, man. They beat some good teams, a lot of solid folks. I mean, you know, they've been playing a good league, and it's not easy. You know, especially when they had some injuries. Had a couple of really good players injured. You know, I think they've done a great job this year. But again, we just try to focus on us and playing the best that we can week in and week out. You know, we felt like we had a better team, but you know, there's been a couple times I thought we had a better team got beat. You know, you got to play well, and you know, we played well. Again, we had big plays in all phases, and you know, really, I never felt like we didn't have control of the game. So, just good to see that.
I'm very sorry about that. When you're saying you're focusing on us and not on them, did you ever talk to your players in practice as if you're in a hostile environment, if somebody throws trash at you, they try and if things get out of hand, you need to do this, this, and this, just part of the rivalry week?
No, the biggest message for us was let's be disciplined and let's don't get stupid penalties. You know, there's going to probably be a little chippiness. Let's walk away from that stuff. And you know, they had a couple of big penalties. You know, one was I don't know what he had some kind of something. I mean, that was a big penalty right there. You know, and I think we went on to score. And we were about to punt the ball, and we went on to score. So, you know, you just gotta walk away from things. So that was our thing. It's just let's stay focused on us. Let's do a good job, and let's don't have any issues. And for the most part, we didn't. You know, it was just more things off the field.
Yeah, but this was your 100th win as a Clemson coach. Talk about the significance of that coming in a game at South Carolina against the Gamecocks. Outside of winning a national championship, that had to be about the perfect day for you as a coach.
Yeah. I mean, I remember my 100th game was the ACC championship. I guess in 15 maybe, and so that was pretty special. And this is our 100th win. For it to come here is definitely, you know, something I'll always remember. And you know, I mean, the wins go by my name, but man, I'm just fortunate to have a bunch of great players that have played for me and have earned those wins. You know, I didn't play. Those players played a lot of plays, and we've got a great staff and a lot of awesome people that have been a part of it. You know, Woody McCorvey is kind of my right-hand man, and he and I had our 174th win together tonight, because we had 74 together at Alabama, and then 100 tonight. So we'll give Woody a big shout out tonight as well, because he was my coach, and we've been right there together, side by side, the whole journey.
What does it mean to you to have so many players who had lacked experience coming into the year play big roles, not just in this game, but this late in the season?
Yeah, I mean, you know, as a coach, you know that you're going to lose players every year, so we really try to work hard to develop our guys that aren't playing, and trying to find ways to get them ready for when their opportunity comes. And we do that all year long. We do that with redshirt guys, trying to keep them engaged throughout the season, even though they're not playing. But I'm very, you know, proud of how guys showed up this fall and ready to go. I mean, nobody had more pressure on them than Kelly Bryant. I mean, you know, for the most part, everybody already had him moving positions. You know, he wasn't going to play quarterback. He was going to be a wideout. He was going to be a safety. He was going to be this. He was going to be a running back. You know, we're just wondering what position he was going to play. He didn't quite get that memo. And so, you know, it's just great to see young people prepare and develop. I mean, we've got them all across the board. I mean, especially offensively. We had a lot back on defense, but we've had to see our depth come through on defense this year too. Look at all the guys that played linebacker for us. I mean, JD kind of tweaked his knee there early. I don't think he was able to come back. But I mean, we're deep in our depth on that defensive side, and I think that bodes well for us. But guys have prepared really hard for their opportunity.
Obviously, Miami stumbled this week. How does winning the state championship help you next week in Charlotte?
I don't really have anything to do with it, other than it allows us to continue to, you know, have bigger aspirations. I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, it's a game of its own. It's about those 4 quarters. You don't carry anything from this game. They got beat, and that don't matter either. It has nothing to do with it. You know, whether they were 12-0 or 7-5 has zero to do with us. You know, we has nothing to do with us. We won't win the game, and we win the game, we've got a bigger opportunity out there. So, you know, this one's over. I mean, the biggest thing is, like I said, it just keeps us kind of in the hunt for bigger goals. But the next goal is to win the ACC championship, and that'll be our focus. And it ain't gonna be easy, man. We know that. I mean, Miami's had a magical year, and you know, we got to have a great week of preparation and be ready to go. We will be.
You really certainly seen his production on the field increase the last couple of weeks. What have you guys been seeing behind the scenes that said he was kind of ready when that light comes on? He's ready to go.
Just kind of got his sea legs about him. You know, he was a little wobbly early on, and he kind of, you know, just kind of got his confidence. And you know, he's playing right now really fast, and he's just got a much better understanding of things. The game is slowed down for him, and so, you know, we're excited to know that he's ready for a little bit more. I mean, DeAndre Overton's had a heck of a year for us, and he's come up clutch for us at March this year. So we just feel good about that whole group, really, as we get ready to go into this postseason.
Coach, you really kind of gritted out a late game against Florida State, but had everything going for you these last 2 games. It seems like you're the healthiest you've been all season. Does it feel like you're peaking at the right time?
Yeah, you know, I do think that we are starting to play our best football. You know, and I really do. I think that, and that's where you want to be. You know, as you get into this final stretch here, I mean, you want to have confidence. You want to have depth. You want to have good health. And you want to feel like you've got some rhythm and some momentum, and it feels that way. You know, I think that our guys are confident. I do think that we're as healthy as we've been in a while. I think Kelly's got a lot of confidence. We're starting to finish on some plays that we missed on for a couple of weeks there, and defensively, like I said earlier, we've really developed the type of depth that I think you need. When you get some of those bigger games, you know, going down the stretch here.
The game ended just before your game tonight, but did your players know about Alabama losing tonight and the opportunity ahead of them to possibly move up to #1 in the poll there?
Yeah, they know, because I told them.
Okay.
So yeah, I told them, and you know, I think that's you know, something that is awesome. I mean, these guys have worked really hard all year long to stay in the hunt, you know, and this is the type of year where it matters, or the time of year when it matters. Y'all asked me about the polls earlier, and I don't ever answer. I always tell you it don't matter. Guess what? It matters now. Now it matters. We're almost to December. It matters, and so I'm really proud of our guys for fighting, battling, scratching, competing, and you know we wanted to be 12-0. We didn't get it done. We'll try again next year. 11-1, we had a pretty good year, and Miami's had a great year too. They're sitting here 11-1, and like I said, both of us want the same thing. And it's going to come down to who plays the best on the big stage next week. But it's a great week. 29 years since we've won 3 conference titles in a row. 29 years. There's a reason why it's been 29 years. It's hard to do, and we're thankful that we have an opportunity to go play for it, represent the Atlantic, and man, we're going, you know, we're going to put it all we got into the tank, and if we play a great game and find a way to win it, whatever happens after that's going to happen. But I think we're in good position, and that's where we want to be at this point. It's in position, so we control our destiny.
Dabo, the experience in Louisville, Blacksburg, Raleigh, how much does that help tonight, especially with Kelly, and you're trying to extend drives?
Yeah, it's critical, because I think, you know, especially when you got a bunch of guys, you know, that are new, there's no greater teacher than experience. And when you can draw on something, I mean, when we went to Louisville, it was the big, I know it's not a big deal now, but it was a pretty big deal then. It was the game day, the Heisman, and, you know, it was the biggest game in the world, you know. And then we went to Virginia Tech, same thing. A lot of build-up, a lot of stuff. And then we went to NC State, same thing. So I just love the fact that you got a group of guys that have the mental toughness to embrace that and be excited about it, look forward to it, and that's what it takes. I mean, you know, I always tell them it shouldn't matter where we play. If we're a good team, we're a good team. If you're a good player, you're a good player. You know, those external factors shouldn't have anything to do with how you play. And mature football teams, they put their blinders on, man, and they just play the game. And so at this point, the fact that they can draw on all that experience, I think really prepared them for tonight. Obviously, you're going to come into an emotional, hostile situation here, and man, they were excited about it. They were ready for it, and I love that about these guys.
In all your years of playing and coaching, have you ever seen anything like that with the stuff in?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yep. Been doing it a long time.
Where was it?
Oh, it's been a few places along the way, but it don't matter.
What were you hoping that the refs would be able to do about that situation? I mean,
Throw a flag.
Yeah.
I mean, throw a flag. That's what I thought, but I got the flag. Should have kept my mouth shut.
Yeah, but I got a 2-part question. One, what makes Hunter Renfrow so effective in the open field? And 2, how do you see that transformation for him late in the season when, like you said, it's that time of year?
Yeah, he's had a heck of a year. He's probably, I don't know, he's near leading us in reception. He's close.
See, now he and Kane retired, actually.
Yeah, so I mean, he's had a great year. He's been productive, but he just comes up clutch. I mean, what makes him special is he is a very smart player. First of all, I mean, he has a brilliant football mind. He understands how to play the position. He's a quarterback, so he understands football. But now he's a true receiver. He's really developed. You know, Jeff's done a great job of him. He's learned the nuances of the position, and he knows how to play the position. So that's where it starts. And then he's just his skill set. I mean, he's longer than people think. He's a long-arm kid, but he is explosive. I mean, his lateral quickness. He's the fastest shuttle guy on our team. His lateral quickness is what makes him special and what makes him so difficult in space, because he can stick a foot in the ground and go that way, you know, quicker than most everybody else. And you saw that on that long touchdown. I mean, and he's fast. You know, a lot of people don't know how fast he is. He can really run. Those are things that make him special.
So on that 61-yard run, I mean, you're not surprised to see him take that to the house?
No, not at all. No, he can run, man. He's and it was kind of a boom, boom. You know, just he made like 3 cuts that are hard cuts to make, but for other people. So when he can stick his foot in the ground and go there faster than that guy can, it's hard to tackle him. You know, in open space. So you know, that was kind of epitomized his skill set on that play.
What was your favorite part about the win tonight?
My favorite part about the win tonight, when the clock hit 0 and the game was over and we're state champs.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, appreciate it.